Hello, 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 my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Jola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about persistence. All right, persistence. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. Persistence is that one little word that made everything ever thought of become what it is today. Persistence is that one little word that made everything ever thought of to become what it is today. That is what I want us to talk about. The seed of accomplishment, the seed that has grown into every success that you admire, every invention you use, every dream you've seen someone accomplish, and every story that inspires you to keep going is the seed of persistence. Persistence is that one little word that made everything ever thought of become what it is today. Without persistence, I believe idea remains a dream. Ideas remain dreams. Without persistence, talent remains wasted. Without persistence, even the brightest moments fade into what could have been. So today, I want us to peel back the layers of persistence for a while. This is not about motivating you, but we have to go into the deep living force behind human progress, behind personal transformation, behind spiritual strength. We are going to walk through what it means, the role it has in shaping history, and the connection to your daily choices, and why it just might be the most important habit that you will ever and you should even cultivate. Let me just go right into it. What is persistence? Persistence is the steady continuation of action in the face of difficulty. It is the refusal to stop when quitting is easier, the refusal to back down when fear is louder, and the refusal to give in when circumstances say you're done. I want you to notice something. Persistence is not about strength. It is not about even genius. It is not about luck. It is about staying with what you are doing, staying with the task, staying with the goal, staying with the process long enough until the fruit shows. Thomas Edison put it bluntly: genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. But perspiration itself doesn't capture it. It is persistent perspiration. Showing up day after day when other people have given up, that makes the difference. I want you to think of it this way. Life throws up some walls, not to stop you, but to ask you this question: do you really, really want this badly? I tell people, whenever you are facing a difficulty around the goal you've set for yourself, it is life that is asking you, do you really want this bad enough? Do you really want this, or you are just catching cruise, or you are just following trend, or you are just following another blinking, glittering something? Do you understand me? Persistence is your answer. Persistence, I believe, is the parent of progress. Let us think through for a moment. Nothing you admire around you exists without persistence. Airplanes, the Wright brothers crashed countless of times. Electricity, Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before the bulb could lit up. Civil rights, leaders marched, got jailed, got beaten, but they kept marching. Even the device you are listening to me on, it took thousands of engineers, developers, and thinkers persisting through setbacks, errors, and frustrations to bring it into existence. See, if persistence built these things, what can it build in your life? That's the question I want you to ask. Think about your goals, your own goals. Maybe it is writing that book. Mike, listen. Maybe it is starting that business, improving your health, mending a broken relationship, or deepening your walk with God. None of this yield to wishful thinking, but they all yield to persistence. Persistence is progress's parent. The parent of progress is persistence. Without it, your dream will remain unborn. Without it, nothing can be denied. With persistence, nothing can be denied you. And that is a fact. See, there is a dangerous myth that is floating around in the social space that passion alone is enough. And that is not true. People love to say, just follow your passion and all that. See, passion without persistence is like a car without fuel. It looks shiny, it makes noise, but it won't take you anywhere. Passion gets you started. Persistence keeps you going. Passion is the fire. Persistence is the wood that keeps the fire alive long after the initial spark has faded. So when you feel like the passion has cooled, don't panic. Don't assume you've lost your way. That is when persistence takes the driver's seat. That is when your commitment matters more than your excitement. Because the truth is, the most worthwhile things in life stopped being exciting at some point. Work gets tiring. Relationships require effort. Fitness becomes routine. Growth feels slow. And if you rely only on passion, you will quit. But if you lean on persistence, you will push through. And that is what I want you to know. Let's be honest. We admire talent, all right? We praise the gifted singer, the genius coder, the natural athlete. But talent without persistence is wasted potential. You know, history is full of people who started with extraordinary talent, but they stopped when it got tough. They were the what could have been stories. But those who kept pushing, despite not being the most talented, they ended up building legacies. Persistence beats talent when talent refuses to work. Hear that well. Persistence beats talent when talent refuses to work. Think about the tortoise and the hare story. That story has lasted centuries because it captures truth. Steady persistence outlasts flashy talent. So don't tell yourself, I'm not talented enough. Ask yourself, am I persistent enough? Because talent may open the door, but persistence walks you through it. Let me just tie this episode up and bring this home. Persistence is not about a massive one-time effort. It is about consistent daily steps. If you did one small thing every day for a year, just one, you would have made 365 steps of progress. That is persistence. You want to get healthier? Persist with that daily walk. You want to grow spiritually? Persist in your prayer time. You want to write a book? Persist in writing 200 words a day. You want to save money? Persist in putting aside small amount every week. Small actions that is done persistently create monumental results. And here's the trick. Persistence becomes easier when it is tied to your habit. Don't wait, please, to feel motivated. Build routines. When persistence becomes a rhythm, you don't need willpower every day. You just show up. All right, you just show up. That is how important this is. Here's something people don't say enough. Persistence is emotional work. It means facing disappointment and showing up anyway. It means fighting discouragement when nothing happens. It means enduring criticism, self-doubt, and fatigue without collapsing. Persistence is carrying yesterday's pain into today's effort and saying, I will not quit. And this is why persistence transforms not just your results, but your character. Each time you persist, you become stronger. Each time you persist, you grow resistance. You grow resilience. Each time you persist, you teach yourself that quitting is not your identity. See, now, let me tie this up by being real like this. There will be moments when persistence will feel pointless, when you've tried everything, given your best, and nothing seems to shift. In that moment, you need to remember, persistence is not about immediate results. It is about alignment with purpose. It is about proving to yourself and to the world that you are serious. Seeds don't sprout overnight. Dreams don't materialize instantly. Growth happens underground long before it becomes visible. Your persistence is watering roots you cannot see, okay? You don't give up just because you don't see the fruits today. The roots are forming. The roots are forming. So it's important for me to just speak to you directly as we go today. You have dreams, you have goals, you have prayers. And I know you've faced setbacks. You've had moments of doubt. You've wondered if it is worth it. Let me tell you this clearly. Persistence is the difference maker. Don't let today's difficulty rob tomorrow's possibility. Persist